Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. Today is Saturday, January the 15th, and it is 33 degrees, and we are expecting a major snowstorm come late tonight and into tomorrow and even possibly part of Monday. So we've been trying to get this greenhouse prepared so we don't have another tragedy like we did back in December. So I want to give you an update on how our plants are doing inside. We didn't lose everything, so it's not as bad as it seemed when my son and I returned from visiting his maternal grandparents in West Virginia, and we came back and the heater was not plugged in and everything looked like it was frostbitten. And so anyway, it's not as bad as it seemed back then, so I want to give you an update. So come on in and let's take a look. Alright, so we did lose some things. So if you remember those beautiful coleus cuttings, we had about 10 or 12 of those, I think. We lost all of those. They just did not survive those extreme temperatures back in December. Our perennials obviously made it, so our blue salvia, the black-eyed Susans, and even our petunia cuttings. Petunias are quite hardy little annuals. I'm just really impressed with them. Of course, our strawberries, our Ozark Beauties made it. They're showing a little bit of wear and tear from the winter time, but we do have some nice looking berries here that we're going to harvest. Look at that. So that's one of the advantages of having a greenhouse, is that you can have fresh fruits and vegetables in here. So our stevia, I was kind of surprised. Our stevia made it and has really put on a lot of new growth. Our original coleus made it. I had to cut it back pretty severely and get all of the dead branches off of that plant, but it's doing better and looks like it's going to make a rebound. So even though we lost all of those cuttings from this particular coleus plant, we will hopefully, if we can keep it going and it springs back, we'll be able to take more cuttings from that as it grows. We did unfortunately lose all of our tomatoes. We still have some cherry tomatoes here that I need to gather up and take in, but the plant is gone. Our banana trees surprisingly survived. I really thought that we were going to lose those because it got down to I think maybe 14 degrees or something like that. And that's cold. So, and as you can see, those beautiful tomato plants that we had strung up here, we had a beefsteak and I think an early girl, and they both bit the dust. I cut them back hoping maybe the roots would still be alive and new growth would spring up, but that didn't happen. Our petunias, like I said, it's amazing how cold tolerant they are, and they are just doing wonderful inside the greenhouse despite the cold temperatures. Our other coleus plant, or plants I should say, it was a grouping of I think 4 different types of coleus. They were hit hard by the cold temperatures, but we did manage to save them. We cut them back. There was still some life down near the base, so those are looking all right. Of course, all of our tropical hibiscus trees made it. They need some fertilizer. It looks like they're a little maybe iron deficient, but they made it. And our lemon tree, surprisingly, it survived those temperatures without the space heater. So that's pretty impressive. And then if I move back here, we lost the cuttings from our sweet potato vines, but this hanging basket, it took a pretty significant damage because of the cold temperatures, but again, the roots were still viable and there was still some life down near the base of the plant. So I cut those back very severely, and now you can see I've been watering and fertilizing and it's springing back. So we really didn't lose anything other than the cuttings that we took from these 2 sweet potato vines. So now that we have a new growth coming on, we'll be able to bounce back and get some more of those and get them ready for this spring and summer. So that's what's happening in here. Of course, our red flame seedless grapevine, it's finally gone into dormancy and most of the leaves have dropped off. And that's what we've got in here. So now, to prepare for this upcoming snowstorm and future cold weather, I decided that we needed to get this space heater on a timer. So that's what we've got going on down here. I've got a timer that we've installed. We plugged it into our outlet, and so now we just need to program it and plug in our space heater. So let me get this on a tripod and we'll get this thing programmed. Okay, so I've got the instructions here. Let me take this off of the nails that I have set here. So it's got a power light here that it lets you know that the power is on. We're going to go ahead and plug this space heater in. And right now it is switched. This clear cover flips open and it's got 2 settings. Outlet on, which is on all the time, 24/7, and then we have timer on, and we just move that to the timer setting. So right now I'm going to leave it on, and we need to set our timer. So let's see. Let's get the current time set. Okay, so I've got it set for between the 3 and the 4 p.m. It's about 3:30, I think. 3:31, so that's pretty close. And I've got all the pins starting at 5 p.m. all the way until we get to 10 a.m. Okay, so it looks like we're set the way we want it to be, but I'm going to leave it on continuously right now. Alright, so we'll put this back on our nails. Okay, and that's secure and it's in place and our heater is on. Okay, and just to give you a closer look here at what we've got. So we've got our timer plugged in. Right now it's on continuous because it's so cold. Like I said, it's 33 degrees currently, and it's only going to get colder throughout the night and into tomorrow with the snowstorm. But I went ahead and set it for the correct time, and I went ahead and programmed it so that once we get through this batch of bad weather that's coming in, we can get it so that it only runs during the cold night, because it gets really warm in here. You would be surprised. It could be 33 degrees or 27 degrees outside, but if that sun is out during the day, it will get up to 100, 101 in here very quickly. So that's why we want this timer. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. If you like what we're doing here on Hall Family Farms, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and if you click that notification bell, YouTube will notify you every time we upload new content to our channel. And if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. We'd love to receive that kind of feedback, and you're always welcome to leave a comment below, as long as it's positive or constructive, or if you'd like for us to do something here on the farm that you'd like to that you would like for us to try out, that would be awesome. Thanks, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye-bye.